Top of the top, y'all, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about the 6 general seller responses that you will get when you're reaching out to a lead. All right, so let's say you're cold calling and you're reaching out to people that may potentially want to sell their house, but you're nervous because as a newbie, as a first time person doing cold calls, you just don't know what to expect. You don't know what those people on the other side of the phone are going to say. So today we're going to talk about the 6 most common responses. And when I say most common, I mean literally every time you call, if they give you any kind of feedback and don't just hang up in your face, you're going to hear one of these responses. All right, let's talk about it. Number 1, which is the response we really all want to hear. This is what we call it to hear. This is what we're hoping for every time. And that response is going to be yes. Yes, I would accept a cash offer for my property. All right, good. So now you have a talking point, all right? And you want to immediately pretty much just go into what the benefits are for the seller for working with you. And as a wholesaler, we know that we buy houses as is. You don't have to do any repairs. You don't pay any realtor commissions. You don't pay any closing costs. We can buy in 20 days, 30 days, whatever it is, that you're offering. You want to go through all those things. For us, we say we offer moving services at no charge. I have a realtor who can help you with relocation. We do free junk removal, so we go above and beyond sometimes. We might even offer a cash advance, with no interest. But that's only if we know the property is going to close. But that's something that we offer, to get that conversation flowing. So if you get that yes, I would accept the cash offer. What you want to do from then is, okay, great. Let me explain to you some of our benefits, and kind of sell yourself before going into actually making an offer, all right? And on top of that, obviously we want to qualify our sellers too, but that's a little deeper conversation. If you get that yes, then you want to start explaining the benefits that you offer, guys, all right? That's the first response. That's the best response we can get, all right? Don't always happen like that, but let's go to number 2. All right, guys, so number 2 is going to be, who are you? You just called these people out of the blue. You know their phone number, their name, their property address that you're trying to buy. So you have a lot of information about them, but they have none about you, all right? So obviously that's a common question. They're gonna say, who are you? But this is an easy one, guys. You can do this one with ease, all right? Just simply give them your name. Hi, I'm Andrew Howard. Tell them who you are. I'm a local home buyer in the area. We're interested in buying properties here. And what I learned recently is you really want to tell them that you're a home buyer instead of an investor, because nowadays there are a lot of people saying, oh, I'm an investor or I'm a cash buyer or whatever the case may be. And people now are starting to associate that with sleazeballs or with scams, or with you coming with a really low offer and trying to take advantage of them, all right? So just say that you're a home buyer. Slight difference in the wording can make a bit of a change, but we got to use all the tips and tricks that we can use, right? So just tell them who you are, tell them the reason for the call, and then, jump right back on subject of the property, all right? Number 3, the seller might ask, how did you get my number? And when they ask that, this is my chance to gain their trust. I want to be 100% upfront and honest with them. So I simply tell them, well, we got your phone number because we got your property address, and then we do what we call skip tracing on the internet, which brings us back information for property owners. A phone number was attached to that. We call those phone numbers until we hopefully reach the property owner so we can converse with them about making a cash offer for their property. Boom. Simple, guys. You just want to be honest. This is your chance to gain the upper hand by not coming off as a sleazeball or someone who wants to take advantage. By being completely open, upfront, and honest makes a good way for conversation to flow smoothly, all right? Let's go to the next. Number 4 question you might get from a seller is, what's your offer? You called me talking about my house, this and that. Go ahead and give me your offer right now, all right? Those are usually more aggressive sellers, but you want to kind of calm them down by answering that question with another question, all right? And you want that to pertain strictly to the property. All right, Mr. Seller, I understand you want an offer and I'm eager to give it to you. However, I would like to ask a couple more questions. That way, I can better analyze what type of offer I can give you and make sure that's fair. So you want to ask them, what's the condition of the property? What's their timeline to sell? If we could come to an agreement and I can make you a fair offer, how soon would you be looking to sell it? Because this tells you how hot that lead may be. You want to ask them if they have a price in mind, things like that. Is it rented? Is there a tenant there? Things like that. You just want to ask more questions about the property to see if this is actually going to be a lead for you. All right. You want to make sure you're talking to the property owner, the decision maker. So you just want to ask a couple more follow-up questions so that way you can give them a fair offer for the property. All right. And that's how we deal with that question of what's your offer. We want to answer that question with the question and try to deep dive into that conversation. All right. And if they get snappy with you, like, no, I'm not answering any questions, you call me, what we do is I just simply tell them, hey, your number came across our list. We don't analyze the numbers on the property until we see if, the owner is actually looking to sell, because that is a timely process. And we would like to make sure we get you a good number, a good fair offer, a detailed offer. But we don't do that for everyone we call, because everyone we call is not interested. All right. So we like to make contact first, ask a few more qualifying questions, then I can give you a call back at a later date, but very near in the future, to give you a fair offer. All right. Boom. There we have it, guys. That's how we answer that one. So number 5 response you may get is, I'm not interested right now, but maybe I'll sell in the future, or maybe I'll accept a cash offer in the future. All right, no problem. You don't want to press these people too much. You may try asking qualifying questions, but if they're not interested, you just want to ask them, okay, so, what's a good time frame for me to maybe follow up with you and see if anything's changed on your end? If they're just not interested at the time, we usually push it out 3 months, about 90 days. And what I'll say is, okay, no problem. I completely understand. Would it be okay if I gave you a follow-up call in about 90 days just to see if anything's changed on your end? Usually they say, yeah, sure, no problem. We just we make them a cold lead. We put them on a follow-up process. Some of those do turn into deals, guys. So you want to make sure you're following up with those people and you have something set up so you can get those reminders when it's time for you to do your follow-ups, and make sure you do your follow-ups. All right. There's a lot of money in follow-ups. Actually, most of the money is in follow-ups. Hardly ever get a deal just immediately. It's going to take some follow-up work and building that rapport. Right. So if they say they want to sell in the future, no problem. Don't get offended. That could be a lead in the future. You want to set a follow-up, all right? Make sure they're okay with that. Express that. So when you call in 3 months, they know what you're calling about. And when I call back, I just say, hey, Mr. Seller, this is Andrew. We spoke a couple months ago about your property at blah, blah, blah. You did let me know at the time you weren't interested in an offer, but told me I could follow up with you. So I'm just circling back to see if anything has changed on your end. Then take it from there. Number 6, and the one everybody is so afraid of, they say, no, I will not sell, or no, I will not accept a cash offer for this property. All right, no problem. No harm, no foul. I was calling to, get an answer to my question. You gave me that answer. That's not a response you give them. I'm just saying that out loud. So no harm, no foul. Don't take it personal. You don't know them. They don't know you. They're just not interested in selling the house. It's time for you to move on to the next. But before you do that, you make sure you always ask every time. Okay, thanks for your response. Do you have any other properties you may be looking to sell? Sometimes that's a no, but we have gotten deals from people say, you know what? Yes, we have 2 other properties that we're looking to sell. Do you also buy houses, or do you also buy land, if we're calling in regards to one or the other? And we say, yes, of course. And then we take that into a deeper conversation. And a lot of people you call, you never know, man. People have properties out here that are just sitting, whether it's vacant land, houses, they got it inherited, they got it through a divorce. Whatever the case may be, tired landlords, you never know. But they usually will not off the bat bring up that other property if you're calling about a specific property. So if you call about 123 Main Street, they're probably not going to tell you about 222 Main Street. You know what I mean? So you always want to bring it out of the seller, bring it out of the lead. Don't make them give you information. You have to bring it out of them, all right? So always ask before that conversation is deaded. All right, no problem. By chance, do you have any other properties that you may be interested in selling at this time or in the future? And see where that takes you, guys. That can sometimes lead to another deal. It has for us. I know other people that's worked for, and it's just a couple more words. It's just another sentence, just one more question. Do you have any other properties you may be interested in selling? It works, y'all. I'm telling you, all right? So make sure you ask that question and try to turn every potential lead into a lead, all right? Squeeze everything out of them, all right? If they don't want to sell their property, ask about others, all right? So there y'all have it. Those are the 6 responses that you will get from making cold calls or reaching out to potential sellers, potential leads, all right? It's nothing to be afraid of. Y'all can do this. That's how you conquer those questions, all right? So keep making phone calls, keep taking action, all right? And I'll see y'all on the next video. Tap in.